Hey, welcome to the podcast Domination Show, where we help you launch, grow, monetize, and dominate the podcasting space. This is a show where we believe that if you can get attention with your podcast, you can influence someone. And if you can influence someone, you can get them to take massive action. And if you can get someone to do that, you, my friend, can dominate. I'm Luis Diaz, your host and founder of Podcast Domination, and I'm your guide. Let's go. Hey, so I know you're probably wondering, why is Luis interrupting his own podcast? Well, guess what? I have a little secret for you. And I'm not going to whisper this entire commercial, but I just wrote a book called How to Get 100,000 Downloads in 100 Days, and I want to give it to you for free. Now, this book is going to be on sale on Amazon probably for about $20 or $30. We'll see. But I want to give it to you for free because you are listening to this episode and this podcast, and I appreciate that very, very dearly. So all you have to do to get a free book, a free copy of my book, a physical book if you're in the US, and if you're in the outside of the US, then I will give you a free Audible book version and a free Kindle or ebook version as well. Okay, so here are the steps. Ready? All you have to do is leave a review in the iTunes store for the podcast. If you think it's worthy of 5 stars, I really appreciate it, but I value honest feedback. So leave a review, screenshot it, and tag me on Instagram. My handle is @LuisRyanDiaz, LuisRyanDiaz. Tag me with the book review, and then I'll DM you, or someone from my team will DM you, to ask for your address, and I will send you a copy of my book. Maybe write a little note in there to say thank you, and we'll go from there. So if that sounds good to you, leave a review, and I'll see you on Instagram. Thanks. Now back to the show. All right. Well, welcome back, or welcome for the first time to the Podcast Domination Show. I'm Luis Diaz, your host. If you didn't know, now you know. And this is the show where we discuss how to completely dominate podcasting in your niche. That covers basically launching, distribution, monetization, and scaling up your show. So for those who are familiar with, this month's format, we're going all solo episodes. We are doing just me. So it's just me and you today until we get to June. And then June, we'll start to do some how can I help you, I call them, type of interviews, where I just help one person with their podcast every single episode. There will definitely be less episodes, trust me. But if you want to get in on that early, then just email my team, hello@podcastdomination.co, not .com.co, and they will set up a time for you and I to talk about how I can help you with your podcast. It's a free call, and it's basically 20 to 30 minutes where we just break down what you've got going on, and I give you some tips, some strategies, and some guidance on how you can get to the next level. All right, so today we are going to jump into and there's so many things I want to talk about today. You know, I was kind of really going back and forth with what should I talk about today. But I think the one thing I get asked a lot is, Luis, how do I get on other podcasts? And I think there's a question that needs to be answered either before or after that question. And that is, how do I become a really good podcast guest so that people will actually want to have me on their podcast, right? For me, that's a more important question, honestly. You can pay people to get on their show. You can pay agencies. You can do all kinds of creative stuff. We've talked about that before on this show. It's also a very, very big pillar in my book. It's actually chapter 2, and it's like one of the longest chapters. So if you haven't checked out the book, How to Get Your First 100,000 Podcast Downloads in 100 Days, then I would strongly suggest checking that book out. But today we're going to talk about how to be a good podcast guest. I'm just going to leave you with one thing here. And I don't want to sugarcoat it. I want to give it to you straight, and I want you to just get it and actually run with it. And that is bringing a gift. One way you can be a better podcast guest is if you bring a dang gift, not for the host essentially, but for the audience, right? And this is going to work out in your favor as well in a second. Just hear me out. Why would you want to bring a gift onto the show for the guest, right? Or for the audience? Couple reasons. Number one, it makes you look good for the audience, right? It makes the host actually look good, and you. But the host now when you bring on a gift for the audience, the host now is elevated because he brought someone on that actually delivered a lot of good value and actionable, tangible value to the audience. Instead of just sharing your story and giving a few tips, you actually came with something in hand. You led with a giving hand. That's number one. Number two, you can collect leads and actually give people results in advance, right? So if you give them some kind of checklist or some kind of free download or something, you're going to get them results in advance because they're going to use that and they're going to actually take action with it and they're going to see benefit before you have even asked for anything. So a couple ways to do this, and then we'll get into some tips on how, like the best ways to go about this. Number one, you could do this through just setting up a very simple landing page and doing it like that, having a landing page with the guests or the host's face and the host's artwork on there, and maybe the episode, a little player so that they can listen to it. Or you can just give them the free guide, right? You can just don't even ask for an email. You can just simply give this to the host ahead of time and tell them to put it in the show notes as a gift from you. And in that free PDF or download, whatever, you can simply have your contact information so that anybody who picks that up right after the episode or maybe heck a year from now, they will be able to find you, track you down, go to your website because you'll have clickable links in that document or in that PDF that will lead them back to you. And you'll be surprised. You'll get some inbound leads. You'll get some inbound people contacting you or maybe 4, 5, 6 months down the road asking you for help or asking you for your services or more details about what you do, right? And for me, this is my approach. I like it even better these days. I'd rather just give it away for free and not ask for any emails up front. And then that way, the person who comes to you and emails you or contacts you, they're extremely warm. They don't just want the free thing because they already have the free thing, right? So they're looking for the next level. They're looking for more help. And that's where you can go ahead and serve on a more of a paid basis and then go about that. So I like that. I've come to like that better. And initially, when I got started here in podcasting, I did not like that. I always wanted to collect emails. But the fact of the matter is it's quite simple. Emails don't mean shit because a lot of people will put in their email for a free thing and never hit you up again. I do it all the time. I'm sure you do too, right? So I'd rather just give away the free thing and then give them open ends or open hooks to come and contact me or reach out to me whenever they feel ready to take that next step. It makes the sales process much easier. It makes my job as a producer much easier because I know they want to invest and they want to take it to the next level now. They don't just want the free thing. So that's up to you. You can either ask for an email up front or you can simply go ahead and give it to them for free and just say, hey guys, in the show notes over at so-and-so's website, just go ahead and download it if you want. And there's, ways to contact me on that paper or on that PDF as well. Great. That's how I would do it. Now, if you wanted to, let's just say, go above and beyond, here's what I've been doing. Here's what I do when I go on shows. I have my book, my physical book. And I learned this from David Meltzer, who has a book as well. And what he did on someone's show was basically he told people to DM him on Instagram because he's trying to build his Instagram following. He said, hey, just DM me and I'll send you the free guide. I'll send you my free book. I'll print it out or I'll have it shipped to your address. Just tell me where to send it. All you have to do is go to my Instagram and DM me. Now, I like that strategy because A, you're going to build your following on social media. B, you're going to see a face behind the person. So you can actually go on their stuff. You can comment on their stuff. You can kind of see where they're about, right? You can get more of a personal feel. And then C, you're also collecting now a physical mailing address, which you can actually send to later. So if you send them to your book, great. And then they like it. It's awesome. Then let's just say 2-3 months down the road, you actually have a physical email address to send a personal invite to or a handwritten letter to. And that I can guarantee you will get picked up and read 100% more, with 100% more, or 100% more likely or possibly to be read than, let's just say, a cold email or an email follow-up 6 months down the road, right? So when I go on shows now, if I remember to, I don't always remember to do this, but I like to say, hey, DM me on Instagram, tell me that you listen to the show, and then I will send you
a physical copy of my book. Now, just be careful with this because you might end up sending it to like Australia or somewhere, in the North Pole. So just a caveat that maybe you send them the free Kindle version, right? Or something like that. So, just be wary just in case that might bite you. I don't want you to come back to me and say, Lewis, you screwed me. So just be wary of that. But anyways, that is the one trick. That's the one thing I think you can do when you go on someone else's show. Prepare a special gift for the audience. It could be a checklist. It could be a PDF download. It could be a guide. It could be a special resource that you've prepared. Make sure you title it to that audience. You speak directly to them so they know it's custom from you. Very easy to do if you have it in an editable PDF. And, very easy to do. You make a couple of them. You rotate them in and out. Make sure you customize the label or the headline and you're good to go. So that's my tip for you today to be a better podcast guest. Go out there and start delivering real value and stop asking, how do I get on other people's shows? It's quite simple. So anyways, I'll catch you later. Enjoy your afternoon, night, morning, whatever it may be. Enjoy it, and I'll see you next time.
Hey, what's up? Lewis again, and I get asked this question a lot, so I wanted to answer it here for you in a unique manner. And that question is, Lewis, what exactly do you do? How do you help podcasters? What exactly do you and what does Podcast Domination really help with? Well, instead of me sitting here and telling you all the amazing stuff about us, I thought it'd be fun and interesting for you guys to hear what our clients are saying. So here you go. Please enjoy.
Lewis literally makes my life so much easier. All I have to do is record my content. I don't have to worry about editing it. I don't have to worry about writing show notes. I don't have to create any of my graphics to promote it. He literally does everything for me.
We hired Lewis to kind of help us set up the podcast, for us to put our content out and kind of grow our brand. And all I really have to say, it's been a huge success. It's been really easy. Lewis and his whole team have made the whole process easy from setting it up originally, which with podcasts is kind of intimidating, and there's a lot of things that if you don't know a lot about the platform, that it's very time consuming. So Lewis made all of that easy.
In the beginning, I'm not going to lie, I was completely overwhelmed, confused, stressed out, because I went on YouTube trying to figure out how to set up a successful podcast. And actually going on YouTube, I was just bombarded by so much information that I just wanted to give up on the idea. And then I met a good friend of ours that introduced me to Lewis, and we hit it off. And he just said to me, it's really, really simple. I will take care of everything for you. I think what Lewis has done for me is made it seem so painless. He has took my idea and saved me money. He saved me time and energy. And more importantly, he's made my Persistence Factor podcast sound professional.
Well, I hope you enjoyed those sound bites as much as I enjoyed putting them together. If you have any questions about how we can help you grow, launch, or further your podcasting efforts, feel free to reach out to me at Lewis@Podcast Domination, or you can reach out to my team and ask them some questions. hello@podcastdomination.co. Both are .co. Just make sure that's, keep that in mind. Anyways, I'll see you on the next episode. And until next time, keep dominating.